everyone. Welcome sa ating live stream for today. And so, I hope you're all doing well. Medyo maaga yung ating live stream ngayon kasi may lakad ako mamayang hapon. So, I hope you're uh, doing fine this Saturday afternoon. Nakakain na ba kayo ng lunch? And I hope na we can have a good discussion. Napansin ko mali na ilagay ko na parang cover photo ng ating live stream. So this is, for today, we're actually going to talk about money and relationships. Hindi yung how to decide where to invest mo. Mukhang yung last settings ko, hindi ko na napansin na hindi ko napalitan yung ating cover photo. But in any case, welcome sa mga nanonood this afternoon. Ako nga pala si Fitz Villafuerte. Ayan, nandiyan yung pangalan ko. And I am a registered financial planner. I hope malinaw yung aking boses at malinaw yung aking video. So, I hope you're also ready to learn this afternoon and samahan nyo ako for about an hour as we discuss personal finance. And as always, we have 3 segments for our live stream. Our first one is yung ating quotable quotes where I share with you a meaningful quote that I find inspirational or motivational. And then we have our topic for the day, which is yun nga, it's all about money and relationships. Kasi malapit na mag-Valentine's. And I actually been giving financial advice sa a few newlyweds lately. So I don't know kung bakit. Siguro mga balak magpakasal soon. And also, our last part is yung ating question and answer. So, hello Jet. Yan. Hello from Winnipeg. Nako, anong oras sa Canada ngayon? Alauna na madaling araw. Nako, tulog ka na. Di, wag ka muna matulog. Manood ka muna dito sa Usapang Pera. So, ano pa ba? So, I guess that's it. So, I hope you can share your thoughts and sa ating live chat. And I'll be looking forward sa inyong mga comments dyan. Alright, so let's start our live stream by going to our first segment, which is yung ating quotable quotes. Hello and welcome again sa ating first part of our live stream, which is yung ating quotable quotes. And for today, ang isi-share ko sa inyong quote ay galing kay Jim Rohn. Alright? So, sino ba si Jim Rohn? Well, I know you're familiar with the name. He's one of those motivational speakers as well. And he said, time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time. Alright? So, isa to sa mga lagi ko rin nababasa na quotes sa mga ibang mga inspirational pages sa Facebook. Yan, I actually I'm a follower of some of the motivational quotes and inspirational messages na pinupost sa Facebook. So, anyway, so sabi ni Jim Rohn, time is more valuable than money, which I rightly believe so because yung pera, pag kinita natin yung pera, nasa atin lang yon. Pag hindi natin ginamit, nilagay natin sa savings account, lalaki pa siya, di ba? With interest. However, pagdating sa oras, we are only given 24 hours every day and gamitin man natin siya o hindi, maubos siya at hindi mo na siya maibabalik. That's why time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, yes, you can let your money even work for you, but you cannot get more time. So, which means it is really a reminder for us to make the most out of our money, make the most out of our everyday. And para sa akin, of course, this is just my personal belief, dapat yung oras na natin na nakukuha everyday, we try to be as productive as possible. And that doesn't really mean always working, no? But of course, using our time to, number one, rest. Because having enough rest will actually make you more productive. And number two, you should also use your time by spending it with your loved ones, no? Quality time. Sabi nga nila, one of the languages of love is quality time. And I know a lot of people na ang uh, love language nila is quality time. So spend time with your loved ones. And number three, use your time to learn something new. So hindi lang tayo basta-basta dapat nasa entertainment slash rest mode when we have free time, but also use your free time to learn, use your free time to upscale or level up your skills and talents. And one of the things that I've learned recently is when it comes to your free time, yung learning, you should view it as a form of entertainment. So ano siya, it's a different perspective kasi pag meron tayong free time, usually iniisip natin ano ba yung masayang gawin, ano ba yung masarap gawin. And mga learning activities such as watching videos or reading books, if we think of it as a form of entertainment, then we will be more compelled to do those when we have some free time. And isang example dyan, meron akong kaibigan na mahilig sa mga K-drama, no? So nanonood siya sa Netflix ng mga K-drama, and I told her na na-entertain siya, di ba? So sabi ko sa kanya, did you know that there are also some documentaries, mga mini documentaries sa Netflix na you can watch alternatively. So, sabi ko, after watching one episode of your K-drama, maybe you can switch to a documentary na along with your interest, and maybe you can pick up something new, learn something new, di ba? So, that's valuable use of your time. Hindi lang siya basta-basta na spend sa isang bagay. You try to be well-rounded and learn different things. But of course, yun nga, we should always think about how we spend our time. Are we wasting it? Are we using it well? Ang pinaka-common na sakit na nakikita ko lately is yung mga tao, well, particularly with some of my friends, they just waste time on social media. What do I mean by wasting time? There's nothing wrong with using social media, pero I don't know if kung napapansin nyo, there comes a point na nasa Facebook ka, for example, you're just scrolling through the timeline, no? Mindless scrolling. You're just you're just hoping na may makita kayong interesting, may makita kayong nakakatawa, entertaining. So, hindi mo na mamalayan na ubos na yung oras mo. You're just swiping up and swiping up dun sa timeline mo. So, when you use social media, it's always best to be intentional about it so that you're not wasting time. When I say you're intentional about using social media, probably you log in and then check specific pages or look at yung mga updates ng mga specific friends mo, no? Kamusta na kaya sila niyan? Titingnan mo siya. Once you're done doing that, you're actually done also with your Facebook page or done through scrolling. You can be intentional with the amount of time that you'll spend. Sometimes ako, when I'm taking a break from whatever I'm doing from work, I tell myself, oh sige, I'll spend the next 10 minutes just scrolling through my Facebook timeline or scrolling through my Twitter feed or looking at my Instagram friends, no? So, looking through the posts of my Instagram friends. But, meron siyang time limit, 10 minutes lang, so that I am aware na I will not be wasting unnecessary time. And meron akong actually app sa phone na nagta-time sa akin whenever I'm taking a break. But also, you can just do it by yourself. You just be conscious with the time that you're spending. So, I hope this quote encourages you to be more productive with your time, to be to avoid being wasteful. Sometimes we're not aware, marami tayong nasasayang na oras. Tapos nagrereklamo tayo, ang dami natin kailangan gawin, no? Of course, when it comes to laziness and procrastination, that's another topic for our quotable quote. Siguro maghahanap ako ng quote about that. But let me just repeat, yun nga, sinabi ni Jim Rohn, time is more valuable than money. You can get more time, but you can get more money, but you cannot get more time. Ulitin natin. So sabi ni Jim Rohn, time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time. Alright, so that's our quotable quote for this week. Alright, and welcome back sa ating Usapang Pera live stream. And for today, ang topic natin is money and relationships. And because malapit na mag-Valentine, so naisip ko, sige, something related to relationships or marriage. So yun nga, ang ang gusto kong i-discuss today, or particularly the things that the particularly something that I want to share with you today is about money and relationships, but some practical tips when it comes to couples finance, or mga simple advice when it comes to handling money inside a marriage. Kasi I know a lot of you are married. I've seen the demographics of my viewers, and I know a lot of you are in a relationship. So, according to studies, the number one reason kung bakit nag-aaway ang mag-asawa ay usually tungkol sa pera. And in the US, the number two reason kung bakit nagdi-divorce is related to finances. Ang number one reason is infidelity, but the number two reason is about money. So, finances or money has a big role pagdating sa isang married couple. Malaki din yung kanyang effect if a couple is having financial problems. And according to the same studies, and as recommended by other financial experts as well, the best way to avoid problems when it comes to financial matters in a marriage is to really talk about your finances regularly. So, kailangan pinag-uusapan niyo yung pera. Marami akong kilala na nasanay sa culture specifically ng mga Pinoy na hindi pinag-uusapan ng pera. So, pagdating sa mag-asawa, medyo nahihiya rin sila or hindi sila very open when it comes to talking about finances. But you really have to talk about it. And hindi lang to pag-uusapan kapag may problema sa pera. You should be talking about your finances at least once a week, no? If you can talk about it every day, why not? But the point is be honest, and sometimes just sharing your thoughts as parang gusto kong bumili nito, medyo mahal nga lang, ano ba sa tingin mo, etc. And one of the very practical and effective ways to avoid yung medyo pag-aaway nyo sa pera is to actually create the household budget together. That's something that I've seen to be very effective when it comes to making a couple a team, no? So that's one of the very important things that you should realize if you're already married. You are already a team. So, kailangan magkatulong kayo pagdating sa handle ng finances nyo. And of course, again, traditionally, it's the husband who works and then it's the wife who budgets the money. And I believe na hindi na uso yun. Dapat both the husband and wife will sit down and create the budget of the household together, regardless if who is working. So, may tendency kasi na magugulat yung nagtatrabaho na, oh, bakit ubos na yung perang binigay ko sa'yo? But, syempre, yung tao nagbabudget, hindi rin niya, mahirap din talaga i-explain dun sa breadwinner kung bakit naubos kagad. Kasi, sometimes, yung mga bilihin natin biglang tumataas. So, how can you make your spouse believe na talagang tinitipid mo na at nauubos talaga siya kasi mahal yung mga bilihin. So, it's really good practice to create the household budget together. Huwag nyo na siyang i-delegate. Siguro yun yung weekly na usapan nyo about your finances can also be the time that you fix your weekly budget so that both of you are aware of how much you are earning and how much you are spending as a unit in your house. And of course, it's bad to point fingers when a financial problems arise. Again, work as a team. No, hindi kayo magkaaway, hindi kayo nagko-compete kung sino yung mas malaki yung kikitain sa isang relationship or sa pamilya nyo. But you are now married, you should now work as a unit, no, na nagtutulungan. You should help each other, learn from each other, and be there for richer and for poorer. And one last thing, ang tinatanong sa akin, paano ba yung magandang setup pagdating sa pera? So, if there's only one person working in the marriage, then what I believe would be a healthy way to do it is yung nagtatrabaho, nagtatabi siya ng a certain percentage of his income for his personal expenses. So sabihin natin na dun sa income niya, 5% tinatabi niya for himself. And then, yung spouse niya, dapat binibigyan rin niya ng parang quote-unquote allowance. So sabihin na natin na 5% nung sweldo niya, binibigay din niya dun sa wife niya. So let's just assume na yung husband yung nagtatrabaho. So, yung pera na yon, those are for your personal expenses. Parang fun fund, yon, or entertainment fund, no, na this money will be used para sa mga gastos na hindi mo kailangan ipaalam dun sa spouse mo. And then the rest of the money, it goes to the household, and yun yung panggastos nyo sa mga buong bahay, do sa household nyo or do sa marriage nyo. Ngayon, if both parties are working, the setup is also the same. But of course, pag pareho kayo nagtatrabaho, magkaiba ngayon yung sweldo ninyo. Applying the same principle, then it gives a little bit of fairness na syempre yung mas malaki yung kinikita, mas malaki yung 5% na itatabi niya, 'di ba? As compared dun sa isa na mas maliit, so mas maliit din yung nagtatabi niyang 5%. So but you no longer need to give an quote-unquote allowance dun sa spouse niyo. So again, yung 5% na yon, you should still be open about it. Pinag-uusapan niyo na, oh, ito na yung personal fund ko, entertainment fund ko, ganito na siya kalaki. But the point is, kung kailan mo siya, kung paano mo siya gagastusin is entirely your own decision. I've given a few couples this advice and they say na it's very effective kasi minsan kunwari yung wife, no, merong gustong bilhin na makeup, di ba? Or merong gustong basta may nakita sa mall. So hindi niya na kailangan ipaalam dun sa husband niya na bibili niya yung isang bagay na yon. Basta doon niya kukunin sa personal na entertainment fund niya. And also the husband, ganun din, may nakita siyang gadget, medyo mahal. So pag-iipunan niya dun sa entertainment fund niya and sa fund niya, yan. And pag naipon niya yon and bibili niya yon, hindi niya kailangan ipaalam dun sa kanyang wife. So, but of course, you try to to be honest, well, you should be honest with those purchases as well. Na, binili ko to, I use my personal fund. And the rest of your money, of course, this is all for the family. At yun yung inyong kailangan, binabudget nyo weekly or monthly together. Hindi pwedeng isa lang yung nagbabudget. So that both of you are aware of how the money or how the cash flow is going around your income and expenses. Alright? So, sabi ni Jet, agreed, budget and paying ourselves first made wonders on our relationship as well as for our financial goals. We've get to spend our hard-earned money guiltless and save and invest for the future. Alright? So, thank you for sharing that, Jet. Yan. Alam ko may tanong ka, sasagutin natin yan sa next segment natin, which is coming up. But before that, let me just remind you that we are still on our way to 1,000 subscribers. So I hope you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and of course, invite your friends as well para mas dumami tayo dito sa Usapang Pera. Right? And another reminder I'd like to give everyone is to check out yung ating podcast. Yan, it's called The 80%. You can search for it sa Apple Podcast at saka sa Spotify or wherever you listen to podcast. And nakaka-episode 5 na tayo, no? Kaka-upload ko lang ng episode 5 and I'll be uploading episode 6 next week. So, I hope you check out our podcast and it's an additional way for you to learn about personal finance. And with that, let's go to our Q&A. Alright, and welcome back sa ating Usapang Pera. We're now here in the question and answer segment, no? So, hello Mishi, hi. As yan. Okay, kala ko may nangyari. So, may nagbi-blink doon sa aking dashboard. So, anyway, so for this afternoon, let's answer yung tanong ni Jet Rodriguez, no? Sabi niya, pagdating sa emergency funds, what do you suggest? 3 to 6 months of income or 3 to 6 months of spending. The proper computation is always based on your expenses. Okay? Kasi ano ba yung main purpose of an emergency fund? It's for you to survive. During times when tumigil yung cash flow mo or tumaas yung mga bilihin or there's an emergency. And pag binis mo siya kasi sa income, medyo mataas kasi ang assumption is mas mataas ang income mo kaysa sa expenses. And that can be a little bit more challenging. So, base it on your spending. So, at least kung meron kang 6 months worth of your expenses, alam mo na when your cash flow stops, when your income stops, at least buhay ka ng 6 months na in the next 6 months because you have 6 months worth of your expenses. And of course, yung expenses, that's much smaller than your income. So, mas madali ding ma-achieve yung goal of having 3 to 6 months of your expenses. So, it makes sense to base it on your spending or your expenses. But of course, kung kaya mo ng 6 months worth of your income, okay lang. Ang issue lang naman talaga doon is mas malaki kasi siya and mas mahirap ma-reach as a goal. So, it might be frustrating, no? Kung medyo natatagalan ka. Kasi I know some people na yung income nila, they pay themselves around 10% of their income. Which means, if they're trying to save up 6 months of their income, di ba? Sa 10% every month, so 10 months para makaipon ng 1 month's worth of income. So, it takes around times 6, 60 months or 5 years bago maiipon yung emergency fund mo if you're just saving 10% of your salary and you're basing it in your income. But if you're basing it in your expenses, the tendency is mas mabilis mo siyang maiipon kasi nga dapat mas maliit ang iyong expenses. So, mas motivational siya. But of course, we should not build our emergency fund based on our savings alone. Masyado din matagal and baka mamaya may emergency na rin dumating. So, hindi natin mabuo. So, I also recommend when you're just building your emergency fund, try to find ways to earn extra income. Try to see what properties or what are the things that you own at home, mga gamit mo sa bahay that you can sell so that you can add it up to your emergency fund. Kasi once na mabuo mo yung emergency fund mo, hindi mo na siya kailangan masyadong isipin. So, it's just there. So, you can now focus on building your wealth. You can now focus on investing. You can now focus on making more money. Di ba? So, that's my tip, no? It's initially and pagdating sa emergency fund, base it on your expenses so that it will be smaller and easier to achieve. Alright? So, may questions pa ba kayo? You can just type it sa ating live chat. Alright? So, merong nagtanong sa akin the other day. I would just like to share it with you. Ang tanong niya sa akin is, paano ba raw ang gagawin niya kasi he is supporting his parents and medyo senior citizen na. So, uh, wala daw retirement fund na naipon yung parents niya. So, he's asking me for advice. Ang sabi ko sa kanya, pagdating sa senior citizens, he should check out yung mga long-term healthcare na products. Meron din mga senior care products. Kasi ang number one gastos pagdating sa senior citizens is yung kanilang health or medical expenses, no? Kasi yun talaga yung malaki. Of course, pagdating sa daily cost of living, hopefully merong pension yung magulang niya. And if not, you and your siblings, kayong magkakapatid, pwede nyo pagplanuhin magkano ba yung i-contribute niyo monthly para sa gastusin na pang-araw-araw ng magulang mo. But on top of that, you should really prepare for the medical expenses that will be coming. And right now, may mga senior care benefits na available sa mga iba't ibang mga HMOs and health insurance companies that you should check out. I don't want to mention specific products because baka it's not appropriate for you kasi I always say na dapat yung financial plan mo, it's always appropriate dun sa situation mo, depende sa situation mo. So, yung nagtanong sa akin, I invited him to have a more detailed, a more thorough financial consultation. So, it's a developing story kung baga, no? But I just remembered him, no? Kasi I know a few people who also have that concern, yung mga inaalagaan yung mga magulang nila, no? So, it's an unfortunate situation that your parents wasn't able to prepare for their retirement. But, of course, because we owe our life to them, so we should also do our best to take care of them when they grow old. But, more than that, dapat kayo rin, nagpe-prepare kayo sa retirement nyo. Kasi ayaw nyo rin, of course, ayaw nyo sigurong mabigay yung burden pagdating sa pagtandaan nyo. Ayaw nyo mabigay yung burden na yun sa mga anak ninyo. Alright? So, sabi ni Ronel Valencia, hello Ronel, yan. Half of emergency funds invested in Pag-ibig MP2. Mali. Sasabihin ko na sa inyo, don't invest your emergency fund sa Pag-ibig MP2. Bakit? Paano pag may emergency ka ngayon? Makukuha mo ba yung pera mo sa MP2? Hindi. Kasi di ba 5 years siyang nakalak. So, yung emergency funds, dapat nakalagay siya sa isang lugar na, number 1, madali i-withdraw anytime. Number 2, hindi siya exposed sa malaking risk. Kasi, kunwari, in-invest mo yung emergency fund mo sa stock market. Oo, madali siyang kunin pag kailangan mo. Pero, yung stock market, up and down yan. Paano kung bumaba at may emergency ka? So, kailangan mo kunin yung pera, palugi ka. Ngayon, yung pag-ibig MP2, yes, hindi siya masyadong risky kasi nga government back. Historically, it's been performing well. Mataas ang kinikita niya. Pero, pag may emergency ka, hindi mo siya makukuha kahit na magdupasay ka. Hindi bibigay sa'yo ng pag-ibig fund yung pera mo. Of course, there are terms and conditions depending sa situation mo. I think but you cannot get the whole amount, 'di ba? I know there's only a certain percentage that you can withdraw dun sa fund mo if there's an emergency. So do not put your emergency fund sa Pag-ibig MP2 kasi 5 taon niya na naka-freeze, no? Instead, the best places to put your emergency fund is sa savings account. If you want, you can open a 30-day time deposit, 'di ba? So at least 30 days lang yung term niya, madaling i-withdraw, and there are now banks na they allow you to withdraw your time deposit. So, pero hindi mo na makukuha yung time deposit na rate. You'll just get a savings account rate if ever you decide na i-withdraw prematurely yung inyong account. You can also put it in a low-risk investment fund like a money market fund, no? Or short-term fund. Itong mga to, very, very low yung chance na bumaba. So, it just grows steadily around 3 to 4% a year. So, maliit lang, but still, anytime you need it, you can get it. If you want, pwede mo siyang hati-hatiin. In my case, ito 2 months worth of my emergency fund, it's in a savings account, as in ATM, pwedeng withdraw. 2 months of my savings account, it's in a time deposit, 30 days time deposit. So, relatively, mas mataas yung interest niya than the savings account. And then, the last 2 months, kasi 6 months worth of emergency fund. The last 2 months, naka-invest sa isang money market fund. It's in a UITF. And fortunately, di ba, last year, mataas ang kinita ng mga bond funds at saka mga short-term funds, mga fixed income and money market funds. So, I actually earned around 7%, 6 to 7% last year dun sa 2 months worth na emergency fund na nakalagay dun sa UITF ko. So, ganun yung hatian ko. Alright? So, I hope I was able to clarify things. Don't put your emergency fund sa Pag-ibig MP2. I know Pag-ibig MP2 is a very good investment, pero since 5 years naka-freeze yung pera mo doon, it's better to put there yung pera na hindi mo kakailanganin for the next 5 years. No? So, maganda paglagyan yan ng mga pang-retirement mo or pang-college education ng anak mo, assuming na bata pa yung anak mo and magka-college siya in more than 5 years time, no? Okay, so sabi ni, hello din, yan, hi po. Sabi ni Jet, I am following Dave Ramsey's style in investing. Every 2 weeks, I have a certain amount of money being invested. It is divided into 4 mutual funds. Growth, aggressive growth, international, and growth in income. Okay? So, thank you for sharing that Jet, no? I'm not familiar with that investing strategy, but I guess it is a sound strategy because you are diversifying yung iyong mutual fund investment. But of course, do not just put your money in mutual funds. So, part of the diversification is checking out other types of investment. You can probably check out investing directly in the stock market, 'di ba? So not just in funds. But kung talagang convenient sa iyo yung mutual funds, then if it works for you and it helps you achieve your financial goals, then go for it. What I'm saying is you should also check out other types of investment. Maybe you can see if real estate investing is also something that you'd like, or investing in a business, no? So check those out as well. Hindi siya necessary, it's just an optional, but it can also help you really diversify yung iyong portfolio so that you can minimize your risk. Alright? So, sabi ni Ronel, really appreciate it. Salamat po, sir. You're welcome, Ronel. Ayan. Buti na lang nanonood ka dito kasi pag tinanong mo ako, sisingilin kita for financial consultation. But, Yun nga, that's also one of the reasons why I do this live stream every week. Just to help people with their immediate concerns about money, live stream na lang tayo so that I know meron tayong real-time interaction. So sabi ni Jet, I just started it, sabi ng asset manager, tama naman daw po, pero what are your, what are, pero what on your thoughts on my fees that I pay? Yun nga, of course, when you invest in a mutual fund, you pay fees. Doon naman kumikita talaga yung mga mutual fund companies, yung mga admin and management fees. And number one, when it comes to the management fees ng mga mutual fund, they're usually just very small, mga 1%, alam ko mga 1 to 3% ang management fee. So you don't really have to think about it because if you become fearful of those fees, maaapektuhan niya yung attitude mo towards investing. If you think about it, kung kumita ka ng ano ba, 20% on your mutual fund, hindi ibig sabihin kukunin yung 2%. Ang ibig sabihin, doon sa kinita mo, kukunin niya yung 2% nung sa based on the profit, no? So hindi mo siya hindi siya based doon sa buong amount ng pera mo, ang management fee. So but at the end of the day, it's really just very small, and as long as your investment is helping you reach your financial goals, then okay lang. So yung mga fees na binabayaran mo, it makes sense to be conscious about them kung sobrang paano ba i-determine? Okay. So ganito, kasi this is the strategy that I tell people, no? Yung mga mutual fund investment mo, siyempre dapat mino-monitor mo siya. Each quarter, ilagay mo kung magkano yung kinita mo, and then of course, check mo kung nare-reach mo yung financial targets mo. If you're not reaching your financial targets, then you try to factor in kung baka dahil dun sa admin fees or management fees, kaya hindi mo siya nare-reach. Kasi, of course, pagdating sa mutual fund, like yung aggressive or growth fund, there are many growth funds in the market. And may mga iba-iba sila ng management fees. So, maybe it makes sense to put your money dun sa mga mutual funds na maliit yung management fee if kung saan siya nakalagay ngayon ay hindi mo na-reach your financial goal. Ngayon, if the growth of your fund is helping you get closer to your actual financial goals, then you shouldn't worry about the fees anymore because the truth is, pag mataas yung management fee, admin fee ng mutual fund, usually magaling din yung fund manager. Okay? So, I hope nagets mo yung sinasabi ko na basta nare-reach mo yung financial goal mo, don't worry about the admin fees. Ngayon, if nabibitin ka dun sa financial goals mo, then that's the time that you look at the admin fees. Baka mamaya, yun yung number one factor kung bakit hindi mo nare-reach kasi masyadong mataas, no? So, it's actually a secondary concern anymore, yung mga fees. You should focus on the amount that you are earning. Kasi maski naman if you invest directly sa stock market, 'di ba, may mga transaction fees pa rin siya, may mga etc. But it's really very small. In the Philippines, ano nga ba yung example ko? Sa bawat 100 pesos na kikitain mo, usually mga 5 piso or mga 4 pesos ang pupunta sa taxes and fees. So, kumita ka ng 96 peso, kumita ka ng 100 pesos, yung 4 na piso, parang isipin mo na lang, tinip mo na lang yon, di ba? Kung baga sa pagkain sa restaurant, di ba? Ang bill mo ay 500 pesos pero mag-iiwan ka ng 50 pesos para tip dun sa waiter, for example. So, parang ganun yung analogy na iniisip ko. So, yung ininvest ko, kumita naman ako. So, a little bit of that, iniiwan ko as tip in the form of management or admin fee dun sa mutual fund company. Kasi maliit lang din talaga siya, guys. No? So, I hope I was able to clarify things with you, Jet. No? Hi, Sir Fitz. Any advice? Sandali lang, iinom lang ako. Okay, so sabi ni DV Berm, Hi Sir Fitz, any advice in investing in real estate for passive income? Okay, so when you say passive income, immediately ang naisip ko dyan ay rental properties, no? So, kasi yung rental properties lang ang kaya magbigay sa iyo ng regular cash flow. So, pagdating sa real estate, ang personal to. Ang personal preference ko is you should check out mga foreclosed properties. Yung mga narimata. Kasi sa mga foreclosed properties, sa sarili mong bangko, usually meron diyang mga apartments na narimata, mga condominium na narimata, na of course, they are usually being sold at uh, discounted prices. Bakit? Kasi yung isang property, yung first buyer, syempre nagbigay ng down payment. Tapos, yung 80% ng value ng property, yun yung ina-apply ng loan sa bangko. Meaning, kapag hindi niya binayaran yung loan niya, mareremata ng bangko, ang usual goal ng bangko is bawi lang niya yung 80% na niloan sa kanya. Di ba? Meaning, yung foreclosed property, yung narimata na property, ibebenta niya yan at a discount, usually at 80% of its value. But it's not always the case. Basta discounted siya. So, you now have access to properties that are lower, that are cheaper than the market value. Plus, once na binili mo siya, it's already built. Uh, Kasi nga narimata na. So you can immediately earn from rentals. You can immediately have it rented out, yung apartment or yung bahay man or yung condominium. So it's really a good way to earn passive income from real estate, no, yung foreclosed properties. But of course, kung may mga kilala ko OFWs, wala pang time na mag hunt, no, kasi it is really hindi siya ganun kadali. Kailangan mo talagang maghanap, no, ng magandang foreclosed property na bibilhin. So may mga OFWs na who are based of course abroad and does not have the time to search for good foreclosed properties. Ang ginagawa nila, they buy pre-selling condos or pre-selling properties so that sobrang mura nila makukuha, but the goal is still the same, no? Once na ma-turnover sa kanila, you have it rented out. The most common mistake that I see sa mga OFWs who buy pre-selling properties is eventually, pag na-turnover sa kanila, nagagandahan sila dun sa property. Eventually, pinapatira na lang nila yung magulang nila or kamag-anak nila or sila mismo yung tumitira doon. So, when it comes to real estate, do not fall in love with your investment. So, your original intention when buying the property you should be committed to it, no? So, kung binili mo siya kasi paparentahan mo siya, parentahan mo siya. Huwag kang matitempt na doon tumira or doon patirahin yung kapatid mo, etc. But if you really want to invest on rental income, what I've seen is yung strategy of going towards foreclosed properties is very effective. Tsaka, 'di ba, narimata na yung property. I know some people, ayaw nila tumira doon kasi quote-unquote malas daw. But if it helps you to not live in that property and be more motivated to have it rented out, then go ahead, no? But yun nga, personal belief ko, personal preference ko, yung foreclosed properties ang best way to go into real estate passive investing, no? But of course, iba-iba tayong strategy. There are different strategies out there. So find one that works for you best. Para sa akin, foreclosed properties is the one that works best for me. Alright? So, yun. Jet Rodriguez, good insight, sir. Thanks. Okay, maraming salamat din, Jet. So, anyway, meron pa ba kayong tanong? Kasi, if not, I will end our live stream already kasi we're running around 50 minutes already. So again, before anything else, I'd like to invite everyone to please subscribe to our channel. Please tell it to your friends as well and invite them to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Also, kung mahilig kayo makinig ng podcast, I hope you can check out yung The 80%, which is my personal finance podcast, which focuses on behavior and practical tips when it comes to personal finance. You can find it sa Apple Podcast at saka sa Spotify and all the other podcast apps out there. Alright? So, Q&A yan. Alright. So sabi ni Mishi, Sir Fitz, on real estate investment, don't fall in love with your investment. Thanks for that advice. Oo, totoo yun. Don't fall in love. Ay, nako. Hay, ang dami ko nang na-advisean ng mga tao na yun yung number one problem nila. Ah, na sabi nila nahihirapan daw sila ibenta yung property nila kasi doon daw nakatira yung kapatid, doon daw nakatira yung kamag-anak, or minsan pag umuwi daw sila sa Pilipinas, doon daw sila tumitira. Tapos, yun nga, kaya ako, I discourage buying mga brand new properties kasi the tendency to fall in love with them is high. So, mas maganda talaga yung mga foreclosed properties. Anyway, road to 1,000 subscribers, sabi ni Jet. Oo nga February na tayo, nakakailan na ba tayo? 300 something, no? So, we're 30% to our goal already. So, ideally, I wanted to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of February. So, I'm still hoping that we would reach that. But if not, well, ganun talaga. Mas gusto ng mga tao nagsasubscribe sa mga funny and travel and entertainment video, YouTube channels, no? So I've long accepted that na mas maraming mas malakas talaga ang mga YouTube channels na entertainment and showbiz, no? But of course, I'm hoping to help more people through my channel dito sa ating YouTube live stream. And I think I'm one of the very few people who are in personal finance who do live streaming. So, 'di ba? Iba yung effect pag hello Paolo, yan. 'Di ba iba yung effect kapag ayan na mali na pindot ko. 'Di ba iba yung effect kapag nakaka-interact mo yung tao ng live, 'di ba? Kaysa yung papanoorin mo lang yung mga videos niya. Although I do edit some of the clips nung ating mga live stream session so that I can share it on Facebook at saka sa YouTube. Pero 'di ba iba pa rin pag mayroon tayong interaction. So, sabi ni Mishi, tips on foreclosed properties on your next video po. Okay, sige. Ino-note ko 'yan. Foreclosed property investing. Ayan. Sandali lang, bigyan niyo ako ng konting time. Ayan. Kasi meron akong notes sa aking proposed topics. Yan. Siyempre, yan. Foreclosed property investing. Foreclosed property investing. Gawin natin topic of the day yan. Soon, no? So, I actually have a content plan that I follow. So, hopefully, yan. May singit natin. And, siguro, just tip, if you're interested pagdating sa foreclosed property investing, ang mentors ko, sa pagdating sa foreclosed property investing ay si Noli Aleje. Okay? I-search nyo na lang yung kanyang pangalan itatype ko sa si Sir Noli. Si Noli Aleje. Yan. Siya talaga ang aking mentor pagdating sa foreclosed property investing. And of course, there's also other people who advocate foreclosure, foreclosed property investing. So, isa dyan sa mga yan si Jay Castillo ng Foreclosure Philippines. So, you should also check him out. Yan, si Jay. I'm typing it sa live chat natin of Foreclosure Philippines. Yan, si Jay Castillo, kapitbahay ko yan sa Las Piñas. Doon ko siya nakilala. So, these two people, they're the experts when it comes to foreclosed property investing, no? So, check them out. All right? So, I guess that's it. Ayan, ilalagay ko nila yung link ni Sir Nolly tsaka ni Jay sa description nitong video na to once na ma-process na siya into a regular video. So, I guess that's it. Thank you guys for listening to me and watching me dito sa live stream. Iniisip ko kailan ako magla-livestream ulit. I think pwede, February 15, no? So, post-Valentine's na naman. So, yes, okay. Mag-livestream tayo sa February 15. Yan. And I hope you learned something this afternoon. So, thank you for watching. So, please, again, please subscribe, like and subscribe. Check out my website na ready to be reached at fitzvillafuerte.com. Okay? So, thanks from LPD. At taga Las Piñas ka rin ba, Mishi? Taga Moonwalk. Ayan, sinabi bigla yung address. Yan, taga Moonwalk yung parents ko. Kaya sinasabi ko taga Las Piñas, taga Las Piñas ako. But of course, I live in Parañaque. So, anyway, so ayun, that's it. Thank you guys and see you again next week. Alright, so bye-bye.